What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Reel Junkies. I am your host, Farhan, here again with my man Vito, coming to you with a review of Him, the latest Jordan Peele produced, not directed movie. I feel the need to say that because a lot of people are under the impression Jordan Peele directed this movie. And given what I think, what I know I'm about to say about it and what I think you're about to say about it, I don't want to put that smut on Jordan Peele's name. Jordan Peele did not direct this movie, y'all. So please keep that in mind as you discuss and talk about this movie.
Before we jump into it, dog, I just want to say, they kept, in the promotion to it, they kept saying Jordan Peele's next film, Jordan Peele this, Jordan Peele this. They heavily Jordan Peele.
Yeah, it's their fault that people think this because you're right. On all the marketing, it was just Jordan Peele's name.
What's Buddy's name? Jordan Tipton, John Tipton,
Justin Tipping.
Justin Tipton.
Never heard of this man.
Never heard of him. I looked at his film discography. It looks like he's directed a lot of TV, like different TV shows here and there. He's directed a lot of black TV shows too. I think the one that he had the most, I want to say that I just looked at, let me make sure, pull it back up, was, okay, no, it was 3 episodes. Flatbush Misdemeanor. This is a Showtime show that, dude, I cannot find anywhere because I do not think it's on Showtime anymore.
Wow.
But it had a few actors that Weebay from The Wire is on there.
Shout out Weebay.
Roy Wood Jr. is on there.
Okay.
You know, so it's a comedy. But I've seen clips of it. I don't know if you've seen the clip where he's like, he's at a school with the principal, Warrior Jr.'s principal. He's like, "Why the hell you think you can tell me how to raise my daughter?" Something like that. And he's like,
"There's no need to yell and cuss. One of the two will suffice." Why you think you know what's best for my daughter, bitch?
Yeah. So I can't find it anywhere. I'm probably have to, go to pirate route.
He didn't say that for real, y'all. He's just joking. It's like, no. But just in case the people watching. But no, I definitely might have to check that out though. Now that I know that's where that clip is from, because I would when I've seen that clip a lot. I'm like, what is this from? I might need to check that out.
Yeah, and I just couldn't find it. But as far as man, I left out it. This year has been disappointing for movies, dude.
Really? You think so?
I think so. I think we've had a few good ones. And that's it. I think everything that I've really, at least for me, everything that I've been excited to see, with the exception of Superman, I felt just really fell fucking flat. The Amateur.
Well, that's fair. Given the movies you were really high on before seeing them, I think that's fair. Movies, I feel like most of the movies I was excited for going into the year hit, except for this one.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And to be honest, I wasn't really excited for this one because I'm not excited for his movies, but they've been good when I've seen them.
Yeah.
But I left out of there fucking confused. Like
that's
literally a young lady in the movie theater, which is crazy because I guess me and her probably sit next to each other every Tuesday at the movies.
Then not y'all the designated solo gang. Like, oh, you here by yourself again?
But she asked me because I rushed out and her hopped in my car, beat the elevator and shit. And she's like, "What do you?" I'm like, "I'm confused." And she's like, "Yeah, I don't." She's like, I'm going to look up online, what's the meanings to this and this and that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't have a lot to say about this movie, like at all, because there's no message in this movie. There's no plot, really. Like things are just happening.
Yeah.
Like I said, with Message, at one point in the film, he's telling Cam, Marlon. I will say that Marlon Wayans' acting was good, but
phenomenal.
It was just weird because it's transitioning between this serious and this kind of demented role with him laughing fucking just crazy, maniacal. But he says this to him, and he says in the film, he says, "I want you, don't be like me. I want you to be better than me. I want you to do this. I want you to do that."
Yeah.
But the entire movie, he's trying to make him like him. He's trying to make him exactly like him. He wants him to take his place. So, like I said, the only thing I had, the acting was good for him. I don't know if I like the actor that played Cam's acting, or if I think it was just because he was just fucking just going with it. Like, yeah, let's do this. Fuck it. He's like, like you see this nigga getting footballs thrown in his face. You're like, yeah, this cool, nigga.
Yeah,
what?
his fight or flight was terrible. Like
Terrible.
it was like there were scenes where he'll show like a little bit of like
Mhm.
hesitancy, or he'll like go like, "Hey, are y'all sure this is cool?" And then after I guess enough peer pressure, he's like, "Ah, fuck it." It's like, well, no, that's not the appropriate reaction to what's happening
At
right now.
all.
Like this some off the wall shit you're experiencing. Like I played football, granted in high school, it wasn't nowhere close to the level that he's about to go pro.
Right.
But I don't know any level where it's okay to just put the little catcher, the little catcher
Nigga.
machine, and then just throw him straight to a dude's face until he starts bleeding. Like I don't know any practice where people do that. So like there's just certain things that should have gone on in your head as red flags. Like maybe I need to get away from this situation, and he just
Yeah.
never did. Honestly, and going back to Cam, played by Tariq Withers, him and Marlon Wayans, I think, are the highlight of this movie.
I
Marlon
mean,
Wayans more so than him.
I'm gonna let you finish, but how can they not be? I mean,
Yeah,
it's really,
you're
it's
right.
really,
They hog all the screen time.
and
You're right. You're
even
right.
even when there are other people in the screen, like
Yeah.
it's them two. Like,
Yeah. They're the
so
only
yeah,
characters that get really any type of like
yeah,
effort put into them. So fair. But even just performance wise, I
yeah,
think that's
yeah.
where this film is at its strongest, is with the performances, specifically with Marlon Wayans. He got into that bag in
No,
this
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
His performance in this movie was amazing. Like
Seeing him in a serious role,
yes.
I think a serious this like the only other serious role I seen him in is on Bel Air. He plays Will Smith's dad on there.
Oh, yep. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
see that episode.
And
Yeah.
I think these serious roles really suit him, and I'm really mad that we have not seen more of this throughout his career. Like he has a couple of them. I think not Mo Money. Get the name of the movie that he was younger though.
If I'm not mistaken, he was in Requiem for a Dream, wasn't he? Yeah,
He
so
was.
another one.
But we just haven't seen enough of him in these serious roles where like he really shines in them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this was a reminder, I think, to people who forgot how good of an actor Marlon Wayans was. This movie was a reminder. It's just unfortunate that it was in a movie that couldn't live up to the performance he was giving. And honestly, and I've said this before, one of my biggest pet peeves in movies is films that have a lot of potential but fail to live up to them. Like I'm watching a bad movie, but I see that there was a good movie somewhere in here
Yeah.
that's just not being executed. And to me, that was this.
I'm be honest,
Um,
I didn't see it. I did not see it.
but the thing is, I understand that because I didn't see it until the end of the movie. Like, because this movie, part of the big issue is, like you said, things are just happening. There's no real plot or like no real rhyme or reason to
Right.
what's happening. It's just it felt like the cinematographer of this movie is just a dude trying to make it,
Oh,
and he
duh.
he needs to like
Yes.
add some just killer shots to his
Yes.
portfolio and some cool visuals. So he just put this together and like submitted it to somebody and said like, here, give me a job as cinematographer. Because there's really no plot to this. Like this movie is supposed to be about Isaiah White, who's Marlon Wayne's character, who's like the undisputed GOAT. He's like the Tom Brady of this world. And this movie doesn't have NFL licensing. So of course we got football teams like the San Antonio Saviors and I don't even remember what was the other team that they were
Atlanta
playing against.
Masons.
Yeah, it was just like a bunch of random teams. They're like, okay, cool. So, and it was like what was it, the United States Football Federation or something
So
like that.
I'm gonna tell you real quick that pissed me off so bad because when they were at that party, and
Mhm.
I don't give a shit about spoilers for this one. I'm just to be honest with you. If you want to
I'm cool
do
with
it,
that too.
do it. But
Yeah. No, I'm cool with
and,
spoilers on this
and
one.
I say that
Y'all don't need to go see
because
this one, y'all.
I'm not going to say a lot about the movie because
Yeah.
it's not a lot
There's really
there.
nothing to spoil. Nothing
So
happens.
he says literally, it's the United States Football Federation. Okay.
Mhm.
And this is really minor. I have a lot of gripes. This is probably the smallest gripe. When he's in the tub after at the party after the combine that he
Mhm.
doesn't take part in, he goes, "I'm going to the fucking league." What league, nigga?
You going to practice
You going to the
at this
federation?
dude's
But even then, you're going to the federation, nigga. It ain't no NFL here.
well,
It's the football
the NFL. This
federation.
is the NFL. This is the NFL in this
It's the
universe.
United States Football Federation.
Right,
There
because
is
they
no
couldn't get in it.
league.
They couldn't get NFL licensing, gang.
So what league is he going to?
The United States Football Federation.
Nigga, so I'm going to the federation, nigga. Say you going to the federation. Nobody in it. Oh damn! For the NBA, I don't think I've ever heard anybody
People
say
say
that. For
they go into the league in the NBA. Yes,
he's like,
yes,
I feel like
Yes,
I've
yes, they
heard it,
do.
but I don't think I've heard it enough to where this makes sense to me.
Trust,
I feel like
I ain't gonna lie. Out of all the complaints you could have about this movie,
I said
out of all the
I
complaints,
said that's my smallest complaint.
oh, your
I said
smallest. Okay,
that.
that's
I
fair. That's
said
fair.
that.
That's fair.
And I
That's
said
fair.
it when I said it's really petty, but
That's the
um
thing, though. You don't have to grasp at straws to find
no.
things wrong with this at all.
My
Like,
biggest complaint,
biggest, there's a few. You can go ahead.
this nigga's relationship with his like for some they tried to like paint this picture of this strain between him and his brother, but it wasn't enough story there to do that. And
Yeah.
every time his brother mentioned his dad or anybody mentioned his dad, he got really upset.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
you and he does eventually say something like, I didn't want to play football. I wanted to give up on football. I wanted to quit, but then dad died with blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
So while I was doing it, which again, this shit does not make sense. While I'm doing it, I guess so. It's like he's still there. As long as I'm playing football, he's still there. He's still there. He's still there. So it wasn't real. It's like, okay, well, why the fuck are you beating up on motherfuckers for, you know, every time they're
You
like,
feel me?
you know what dad would want, dad would have loved this, dad would have loved to be here. And it was like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? So like, there's no character development anywhere in here, anywhere in
I
this
mean,
movie.
you need to have a plot to have character development, and this movie doesn't really have that.
And
Like, yeah, it just doesn't. I think this is the because, like I said, he's trying to join the USFF, right? Yeah, that's what it would be. This
trying
doesn't
to go
even
to the
feel right to say
Federation.
that.
He
He's
trying to
trying
go
to
to
go to
the
the Federation,
Federation.
and Marlon Wayne's character is like he's Tom Brady, basically, for lack of a better term. Marlon Wayne's character is like Tom Brady, and Tyreek is the up and coming character, the up and coming QB coming out of college. He's supposed to be the first overall pick in the draft. And Marlon Wayne's character, there's rumors that, well, they kind of go back and forth. First they say there's rumors that he's going to retire, then they say his contract is up next season. So either way, he's probably not
He
going to
not
be
supposed to
around
play
that
this.
much longer. So the Saviors, which is his team, the San Antonio Sabres, they're looking for his replacement, and they have their eyes on Cam, Tyreek Withers' kicker. So that's kind of like the gist of some type of a plot
Hey,
in this
can we
movie.
talk about this nigga's injury at the beginning of the movie?
Oh, I was getting to that.
Okay.
Because that's like the start of just shit happening that doesn't make sense.
I'm like, he after that incident, he won 7 fucking Super Bowls or whatever
Bro,
championships.
it was like, I think they said he won like 5 after that. Keep mind you, so the movie starts, you see Cam watching, like, I guess their version of the Super Bowl, the Federation's version of the Super Bowl. You got, Isaiah's team. I think you said, what did you say, it was the Atlanta Masons or something
The
like
Atlanta
that.
Masons.
And this dude, they win the game. He like throws the game winning touchdown or whatever. And then they're like, the announcer is like, oh, he's down on the field. You see this man's bone popping out of his knee.
That nigga, like,
Like,
that nigga, like, literally, his leg is up like this,
yes.
and his bone out, and then leg just flopping around. Bro, I don't
Like,
care how good your doctor is, bro.
you're not
That
recovering from
nigga's
that.
niggas not playing. Like,
You're not playing football again after
even if
that.
you're able to walk again, bro, you're not playing. You're certainly not playing football. You walking with a limp, dog. Like you said, they went so over the top with
Yeah.
with that injury. Like you could have, he
I
could
ain't gonna
have.
lie, when I saw that, and then they were like, yeah, he because at first I saw that, I'm like, okay, that's how they're gonna set up. He retired,
Yeah.
and he's been secluded, and now he's like training people. Okay, cool, I see the setup. And then the next thing they were like, oh yeah, he went on to win 5 more Super Bowls. I'm like, how?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's when I knew. I'm like, okay, somebody's selling their soul in this movie.
This nigga on a metal leg and shit.
Yeah, because there's no way. There's just no way in hell. So that's how this movie's already starts with, fast forward to Cam's character, and there's even another injury that happens with Cam that was just kind of weird and made no sense. Where he's training, it looks like at his old college field or the old high school field, one of the two.
No, they explained this one.
And they did, but they did in the last scene of the movie. So I'm not giving them that grace. Like, you don't get to, no, they did
Because
literally the last scene of the movie.
Why was that nigga dressed like that to do that? And nobody seen this nigga in this fucking mascot outfit?
That's what was the best. I would have accepted it if he like looked up and just seen like the mascot walking around, like, huh, that's weird. And then, boom, later on, the dude comes up and, hits him in the head with that or whatever.
Because how you even get over there that fast?
Exactly. Like he's
Like
training,
he's
and then you
he was
just
on
see a
his way
football
out.
spinning on the
Yeah.
ground. He walks up to it, looks up, and all you see is a dude in a mascot behind him, in a mascot costume, hits him in the head. Now all of a sudden he has a head injury and he can't participate in the combine. That's how this movie starts. They don't, and mind you, they don't give an explanation for any of this until
At
the
all.
last scene of the movie. So a lot of this is just shit happening with no rhyme or reason or real explanation as to how this is contributing to the story. And this is all before he meets Isaiah. So you would think a movie like this, where you have this, young up and coming, prodigy getting mentored by a little bit of a shady mentor that's a little off. That's a movie where you're supposed to slow walk the dog. You're supposed to build tension. You're supposed to start off normal. You want to start off normal. You want to start off, at peace. You want to start off with something that feels mundane, so that later on, as things get crazier and crazier, we start to kind of see things unravel as the character does. This movie starts off on left field already. So by the time Cam meets Isaiah and you see weird shit happening, it doesn't really feel out of left field anymore, because the movie's just been throwing weird shit in your
Yeah.
face the entire time before you even get to that point, without really giving you any context as to why you're seeing what you're seeing. They're not really giving you an idea of what this is leading to. You don't have any idea of what the end goal is here, literally until the last scene of the movie. The only real indicators you get is, I think, kind of towards like maybe the end of the first act, beginning of the second. This is after Cam already meets Isaiah. The scene where you're talking about, where he's like, I'm going to the league. He gets a call from his agent. And, the agent tells him Isaiah wants to train him. He goes to the facility. They meet, whatever. And I think they had like one training session. And then
That was
as
normal.
yeah, that was normal. It was just a regular football training session, nothing crazy or off the
And right
wall
after
yet.
that, it went weird.
It went off the rails literally right after that. And I think he was like he's in like an ice tub, cooling off or
I was talking
whatever.
about before that.
I don't. Yeah,
The
I'm talking about
physical,
like. Oh, damn! I didn't even think about the physical part. I'm
they took
gonna get to
they
that. I forgot about
okay.
the physical part. Because I actually didn't even think about that scene until you just said it. But there's a scene where Isaiah, you see him like pumping blood,
Yeah.
basically. And Cam's like, well, what is that? And he's like, it like cleanses or whatever, like keeps me going. I forgot the explanation he gave,
He was
but
so that's a thing that they do though. Like
yeah,
some athletes will drain their own blood. It's supposed to, like you said, he explains it perfectly. It's supposed to have more oxygen in it, so
yeah,
and you
yeah,
use it later. You're recycling your blood into yourself to perform better.
uh
I
yeah.
do think that you cannot do that in most professional sports. If you're actually participating, they consider it like doping and shit. But
Yeah, because that was the first thing Cam asked, was like, "Is that even legal? Like, can
yeah,
you even do that?" And then you see like this doctor that's on site, like constantly like ejecting like with this needle. What we find out later is Isaiah's blood in the Cam.
bro,
So
we I
that's
don't.
like the first
You should have knew
indicator of what's
that
going
before.
on.
You should, as soon as you seen it, like
Well,
what this
yeah,
red shit did. And
yeah.
the nigga asks, and he's like, "Yeah, it'll make you feel better." And
It just gives no explanation at all.
yeah, he's like, you don't see what he's put. One, you don't see that red. You've seen the red shit, bro.
Like,
And
you don't tell me you don't know what that
yeah,
is.
the
Like,
whole
in it. No, go ahead, go ahead.
it's just, the whole, because I'm gonna jump around with it, and that's why the whole thing was he was the so he, and he's a comedian. I don't know if
Mhm.
you Jim that's Jim Jeffries. He's a comedian. Never would have thought to see him in this movie, like at all. Julia Fox was in here. Didn't expect to see her in here. Um,
Yeah, that was out of nowhere too.
they cut, Heather Lynn Harris, beautiful Heather Lynn Harris, who I've never seen before this movie, play Cam's girlfriend.
Mhm.
Like, like 2 scenes. And
Yeah,
with
his family was really not in this movie that much.
but with the doctor, entire thing is weird because he starts off where he's like, you would think he's like, what the fuck is his name? Marlon's character?
Isaiah.
Isaiah White. So Isaiah's like, yo, he's been with me since the beginning. He's been with me for this many years. So that's what, after they have him stripped down, or right before they have him stripped down,
Yeah, the physical where he gets butt ass naked. I was like, what are we doing here,
and
yo?
they told him to get butt naked. They told him drop your drawers. Then after the physical, they like, yeah, I don't know why you got your drawers off, making us
Like, yeah, this
uncomfortable.
feels very
They're like,
uncomfortable,
yeah,
bro. I was like, huh?
which could have been seen as a practical joke, a weird one,
Yeah, yeah.
but But, throughout every interaction that you see with the, doctor leads you to believe he's not comfortable with what's going on. He
Yeah,
does
you can
it,
see it.
but
Yeah,
he doesn't do it. So, like,
yeah,
after that initial one, like, he's all set for it, gives him that shot of it, and then after that, it starts, but, like, what's making you like this? So,
hmm,
like, he has character development, but you don't see it.
yeah.
It just happens. But like you said, how do you have character development with no plot, no story?
It's hard to, you can't, and this movie really just jumps around all over the place. There's a lot of random shots that don't lead to anything or don't really take you anywhere. There's a scene in the desert where, you know,
The
Cam
shooting?
gets not even that one. I was talking about the one where they were running, where
Oh,
something else randomly appears to try to hit Cam in the head, and then there's just no context or
to what
not.
happened
There's
to
just
it.
nothing. There's just nothing after that. There's a scene with a crazed fan right before the scene in the desert. What the fuck was that? Just out of nowhere, no context. And then it just doesn't get addressed. It gets addressed, but then it's just swept under the rug,
It
and then we just continue. Like, there's just a lot of scenes in here and things that happen that either give you little to no context into the bigger plot of the story or have nothing to do with the bigger plot of the story. They're just,
absolutely.
like I said, it's like a cinematographer needed something to put in his portfolio. So he just put a bunch of weird, crazy shots in this movie that,
Exactly.
mind you, they're visually good. Like, it doesn't look bad. It's just not contributing at all. It's not leading, the story's not progressing because of these at all. And these are like, spread out throughout the movie. The movie's only an hour and 30 minutes.
Which I've never been so glad that a movie was hour and 30 minutes.
I was so happy this movie
And
was short.
it still felt fucking long.
Yes.
There's no way that that was only an hour and 30 minutes.
No, I looked it up actually before I went to go see this movie. I'm like, oh, it's only an hour 30. I thought this would be like longer than that.
Yeah.
Like, I was expecting like a 2 hour,
Close
like
to
deep psychological thriller. I was like, okay, let's see if they can accomplish this in an hour 30 minutes. I'm like, oh, this is why it's an hour 30 because nothing's happening.
it was barely a fucking thriller because like you know when something is happening because like you said it's like a cinematography was trying to figure out cinematographer trying to figure out
Mhm.
what he wants to do every time he was left alone something weird happened and
Literally, it was
every
telegraphed
and
every
every
time.
time he was left alone, it would get really dark, and then it'd zone in, kinda like behind it'd zone in on him, but there was a space somewhere around him that was blank and empty, and that's where the something came from.
Yep.
I think the first thing I seen online, I seen on Twitter, somebody said, "I didn't pay to see these weak ass Mortal Kombat fatalities."
That's really what this movie felt like after a certain point, but it's
And
like, I don't know, man. This just really felt, like a wasted opportunity, right? Like, because when I think about this movie, I think about, like, better versions of what this movie is, right? Like Devil's Advocate or, to a lesser extent, something like Foxcatcher
hold on. Devil's Advocate is the
with
one
Keanu
with
Reeves and Al Pacino.
okay, yep.
Yep. Like, where you have, like, a young prodigy who's, like, up
Yeah,
and coming, and then the more established person who's real shady, and then the prodigy gets a little too close, and you see something's a little off, but you're so ambitious, and you wanna be the best so bad that you stick through it even though you kinda know in your heart of hearts what's going on here isn't right. Like, that's a much better executed version of this movie. And honestly, I was expecting as things were going along, like, I'm like, "Okay, this is kinda gonna be like a Devil's Advocate type of deal. We're gonna kinda get a little deeper and deeper into this just dark world that Isaiah's bringing Cam into, and that's not really, that's kind of what happened, but not really. And it wasn't really done in a way where you get to see these characters like grow and develop. It's just done in a way where, like I said, stuff is just being put on screen just for the sake of shock value or just
yeah.
for the sake of just having something crazy happen without really having it contribute at all to what the story is trying to do.
It was shock value with no actual fucking shock.
No, really, because like you
Like
said, everything was telegraphed. Like,
eh,
every time Cam is left alone in a scene, like anytime Isaiah was like, "I'm about to go watch film," which happens like 5 times in this movie, by the
yeah,
way. He's like, "All right, you rest up, I'm about to go watch some film." All right, something crazy is about to hop out the shadows. Some random thing's about to happen that's gonna have no bearing on the actual story, and then was never gonna be addressed
and
again.
they never explained like, so the film that he was watching was, like, of a crowd at the football games, but it was in this
Yeah.
weird, like, circular view, so he's only watching one section of it, and it's showing it like fishbowl lens.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, it sounds like football in the background, but you hear the fans cheering. And it's just so fucking weird because, like you said, even though they explain some things at the end of the movie, there's so much that they don't fucking explain. Um, his weird ass wife, who's played by Julia Fox, the agent, the fucking dude,
The agent was a problem.
the picture of him and his dad with the coach when he was younger. The
Mhm.
coach was the owner of the fucking San Antonio Saviors. Nigga, listen, if Jerry Jones was was coaching my son's football game, nigga, I'm gonna know what this nigga look like.
You
You
feel
know,
me?
and I don't that's probably like the most known owner. I don't care what other owners are out there. If they're coaching a fucking football game or a child's game, niggas gonna know who they are
Yeah.
immediately. That's not little news. So like to go your whole life not knowing it, and they say some shit like, and I'm ruining it. I'm getting to the end already, dog, because I'm ready to wrap this shit up.
I don't blame you. This movie is not because when I walked out the theater of this, I was like, how the fuck am I about to review what I just watched?
Dog,
Nothing happened. This movie is plotless. There's nothing that happened. It's literally just, and this movie's told in chapters, if you can even call it that. It's like each day of training and each day gets crazier. Basically, like you got the day where with the jug machine catching, where the dude's just getting hit in the face. You got the day where basically they're just trying to give each other CTE by doing helmet to helmet contact.
dog.
Like it's just weird stuff that's like not
And,
really
and
productive to
mind
making a
you,
good
this
football player
man has a traumatic brain injury
already.
and they are fucking so like it like you said, I said the same thing though. I don't know how I'm gonna review this shit because like I said, the only things I really can say was the acting was good. I think they played their roles. I don't think they had enough to play with. Even the guy Tyreek, or what's his name? His real name?
Tyreek Withers.
Tyreek Withers. And he was on an episode of Atlanta. That was him. But he
I was wondering. I'm like, I've seen him in something
yeah.
before, but I just can't remember what it was.
But I think he did a good job, but there wasn't a lot to really do. I
Mhm.
mean, it kind of just everything that was done falls flat. The plot we can only beat this shit enough that there's no plot at the end when they explain why some of these things are happening. I think he says like this goes back to the beginning
Of the league,
of the
basically.
and he said league again, which I mean, just stop. Uh,
You was not rocking with the fact
I'm
they just
not.
called this shit a
I'm not
league.
because they could have said United States Football League. They could have still said league at any point in this movie and named it a league, and that'd been fine. But they said federation. So it anyway. Um and like it's no information about that. Like they don't talk about who was the GOAT. And they really throw these terms around. So it was like it felt like a fucking kid wrote this.
The word "goat" gets said probably about 100 times in this movie.
Are you the next GOAT? Who the fuck asked that question? like what type of reporter asked that question? Are you the next GOAT? The fuck?
A reporter in a movie about football where the script told them to ask that question.
The,
That's the type of reporter that asks that
the
question.
whole him thing. I think this is supposed to be like what 17 years ago, which would have put us what 17 years ago would have put us around 2007, 2008.
That doesn't make
And
me feel old at all.
and this nigga, like as a baby, not baby, he may have been like 5 or 6. Talk
He
about,
was
I'm
like,
him,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
him.
he had to have
I'm
been like
sitting there
4 or
like,
5 for
what the
sure.
fuck? And on top of that, why wasn't the older son playing football? Like, even if he didn't become great, why was he not playing as well? They was like, yeah, man, fuck this dark skinned nigga.
No, pretty much. The older brother definitely felt like the other kid, like oh yeah,
Yeah.
we have him too, but we really worried about Cam.
And I think the whole him training with Marlon thing would have went over a lot better if he would have done something to not this injury, because an injury like that, and you're that good in college, the NFL gonna find a way to put you in there.
Yeah.
If you're that good, the NFL, nigga, you might not play this season. You might not be a first round draft pick anymore, but we getting you. But
And to your point though, because there is one as someone who watches a lot of football, like I'm a football head for sure. One inconsistency that really was bugging me in this movie, and I don't know, maybe it's just because of just how much I watch the game and just how much I know about how the league works. If you're supposed to be the number one overall pick, you don't have to do the
they
combine.
not they not really, you know, pushing.
Like, if you already crowned as the first overall pick, like, because there's a scene, well, towards the beginning, like we said, the one we referenced, where he gets the traumatic brain injury from the, teleporting mascot on the high school field. They just appears and then disappears. Like, there's, the scene with the doctor and his mom, and then you find out he has traumatic brain injury. And then there's a scene of like him in the dressing room with like his agent and his family and his girl, and they're like discussing, kind of like what's going on. And they're asking him, like, can you even still participate in the combine? You probably should, because teams are watching, all of that. And I'm thinking, I'm like, well, no, if he has a traumatic brain injury and he's supposed to be the number one overall pick, no one in their right mind is telling him to participate in that combine.
That's gonna do
So
more
just you can go
damage
out
than
there and look
anything.
bad.
Yeah.
Like, you let your tape speak for itself. You've already put out enough on film that made everybody universally say you're the number one overall pick. Let that speak for itself. If I can't perform at this combine, hey, you're already number one overall pick. You probably don't need to do the combine anyway. But even if you did, I'm definitely not doing it hurt.
Yeah.
With my tape speaking for that. Like, that was just one of the wildest like plot holes to me. I'm like, do the people who wrote this movie watch football at all?
I think it would have been a lot better if he would have fucked up somehow, in
Yeah.
some type of scandal, and they're like, we're not really sure about this kid anymore just because of
Yeah.
what he did, drinking and driving, crashed a car, injured somebody, killed somebody. But Isaiah White, really loved his footage. He really loved he's gonna take him under his wing and see if he has what it takes to be a quarterback in the NFL or whatever, USFF.
That would have made more sense though,
They
to your
could have
point.
said United Football League. They could have said anything.
You just
with
stuck on
league.
this league shit.
Because it's also 4 letters. USFF.
4 letters is nasty.
It's
That is
crazy.
nasty. That's nasty work. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't even think arena football had 4 letters.
I think it's just called arena football. Or am I tripping?
It was another one too, though. No, you know what? It is one with 4 letters. It's a minor league. The minor league one has 4 letters.
Okay.
It's,
I must say, I know the. Oh no, USFL.
Yeah,
right.
that's what I'm thinking
USFL,
about.
that does exist.
So they
That
couldn't use USFL.
Yeah, they couldn't even use that because that's a real thing.
They could have used something, dog. They could have said United Football League. I don't give a fuck, bro. Anyway, yeah, there's no plot, and when you think there is a plot or you're like, okay, why the fuck would they do this instead of that? The whole thing when after the incident with was this after the incident with the lady in the sauna, and he starts partying with Isaiah White's wife and her friends.
Oh, the owner of the team and the
No,
yeah,
before that.
Oh, you're right.
At
Yes,
the house.
yes.
They're like, he's like the doctor for some reason is cleaning up blood in the sauna like he's the fucking janitor.
Yeah.
And Isaiah gets fucked, or Cam gets fucked up, and he wakes up, and Isaiah White has a gun to his head for some fucking reason, and we know what he's asking. He asks, "Did you fuck her?" He's talking about his wife, but it's like 5 other women there, and one of them was really feeling him, which is her assistant. so it's like, one nigga, you didn't know what was happening. Did you go watch film? Like the whole, and they never elaborate like what happened.
They don't elaborate on anything.
So like this entire movie is thing 1 happens. They ask about thing 1. Thing 2 happens. They ask about thing 2.
They don't even ask about thing 2. They just go straight to thing 3. Actually,
like, did that guy that he hit on the field, did he die? Like,
I ain't gonna lie. He did do his best. He definitely did his best Tua impression. I ain't gonna lie.
They started chanting over this nigga's body, dog.
Oh yeah, when they would start saying hallelujah or amen. They started saying amen.
They started doing the Savior's team chant. Again, who are these niggas? He say, "Oh, just some free agents." Yeah, I got you.
Free agents with nothing to lose.
I got you, but who are these niggas, bro? You can't just these niggas ready to die for this shit, not even to be in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, this was I ain't gonna lie, this was probably one of my most disappointing movies of the whole year, just given the hype, given how much I was looking forward to it. And we have to reemphasize Jordan Peele did not direct this movie.
He was a
We have to
producer.
emphasize that because people just see weird horror type stuff and black people together, and then just boom, Jordan Peele is immediately associated with it. Like,
On
yeah,
on
and
top of
granted,
them saying Jordan Peele's
produced
next
by
movie.
Jordan Peele.
I don't even
Yeah,
think they
like,
said produced. I wanna say,
oh,
the
it's from
ni
the mind of Jordan Peele. They did say that in the
yeah, they kept
marketing.
saying
Yeah,
like, so it sounds like,
it's
alright,
his movie.
he either
Yeah.
directed or wrote this shit, and then you find out, I think I don't wanna say up until what the movie came out Thursday. Up until last week, I thought he directed the movie, and then I started seeing more clips and
Mhm.
stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, he didn't direct this. Okay."
Yeah, no, we need to emphasize that because Jordan Peele, regardless of what you think about him as a director, this movie would have been 10 times better if he was behind the director's chair for sure. I think this is a hard movie to rate. Well, actually, no, it's not. I'm giving it
Okay.
a 3.5 out of 10. Um, and I'm gonna only reason I stop me from going all the way down to a 3 is that Marlon Wayne's performance is good enough to give it that point 5. I almost wanted to give it a 4, but you don't get to only have just a good performance and nothing else. But that his performance is good enough to where we have to acknowledge it. We have to acknowledge how good that performance is. I just really hate that it was wasted in a movie this terrible. I really like if you all want to see a good movie about a protege that's up and coming in a particular field and or sport and a mentor who's very shady and off, go watch Devil's Advocate and go watch Foxcatcher. Those are much better versions of the story that this movie was trying to tell. This movie failed in just about everything it was
Drastically.
trying to execute. Like, there's not a single thing that this movie was attempting to execute that it did well. This felt like an experimental movie that you go to see at a film festival that's like shoved in between a slew of other movies that are probably more entertaining than
Mhm.
this one just got like shoehorned in the middle of it. That's what this movie felt like. I would not waste my time with this if I was anybody who was planning on spending money at a movie theater coming soon. There's just nothing. There's just nothing here. There's nothing here.
After watching Highest to Lowest and being very disappointed in that shit, I decided I'm only gonna go see movies on Tuesdays now, when we're rating them,
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna waste my money anymore. I'm gonna pay that $5, $6.60 with tax. Um, but Imma give it a 2.5, man. Like you said,
Sheesh.
I really wanna go too, to be honest with you,
I
but
don't even blame you,
the
honestly.
the two the two main characters. Let me go back a little bit. We had a synopsis for so long of this movie before we seen the actual trailer.
Hmm.
The trailer, I love when trailers don't show you too much. This trailer showed you nothing because, as we've discussed, there's nothing to fucking discuss. Or there's no trailer to fucking there's nothing to be shown.
Yeah.
So the two I and you know what, let me take that back. I said the two main actors were good. I do think everybody played their role well, but this was a extremely bad written movie. It was I guess I can blame this on the director and storyboard director. Um and to be honest with you, I'm throw some blame on Jordan Peele because as a producer, and you're a build producer. They don't do that often in
Yeah.
movies anymore. Like
This is the most pub I've seen the producer get
it's
in the
more
marketing
so
for a movie,
TV
honestly.
shows they do that for, and they do that at like at the beginning, the first season of a show.
Yeah.
So He I feel like I don't know, but for my name, your name is attached to some shit like this, you should probably have a little more control over what's going on. Hey, maybe let's extend the time at another 30 minutes, flesh the story out a little bit more. Let's cut some of this bullshit that's happening in there. Like you said, that the running scene in the desert, the opening, the scene where he arrives to the compound where Marjorie spits at the window for some fucking reason, and they're acting like this shit is the driver knows, like, oh yeah, they're like a cult.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, his fans are like a cult.
And nigga,
What?
that should have been your first clue.
That should
Like,
be red flag number one. I ain't gonna lie.
like I said, the act I do think everybody acted well. It's just dialogue was bad, fucking story was bad, or I'm sorry, no, there was no story.
I'm
And
about to say, what story?
that's probably my biggest issue there. You You don't know what's happening. It's there's no redemption from anyone in here. There's no struggle. Like, yeah, he's struggling working out. That's yeah,
That's
okay.
about it.
Yeah, everybody struggles working out at some point. You know, it's something you can't do and
Yeah.
live, but like it wasn't a plot point for him to struggle working out. Again, why are we here? Like you said, you're the number one draft pick in the country, number one quarterback. They were saying shit like, "Oh, he has the frame, the build, the style, the skill to do this, to do that, do this," and then they say some shit like, "Oh, but does he have the drive?" And you're like, where the fuck is this coming from?" And so I agree with you when you said, did anybody that plays football or watches football have any input on? Was there any tech? There had to be a technical advisor for football at some point because they're doing football shit, and they probably should have had a little. They also should have had more input, but it's just no story. That's the biggest issue here. There's no
Yeah.
story. There's no plot. He goes to train with this man for some shit. That party. Why did this nigga have a jeweler in there? Who was that nigga? Like,
There's a lot of random stuff happening, bro.
it's even the shit that's not weird was random.
Weird. It was random. It was random.
The-
Yeah. I can't express how much I was disappointed in this one. Like this was one of the movies that when I saw it, I was like, oh, a CTE horror movie? I'm in. And
It wasn't even
even if
CT.
it wasn't even CTE, I would have
We thought it
accepted that
was.
honestly. That you could have built a plot point around that.
I thought it was. I thought it was going to be focused on
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans. To be honest with you,
Yeah, yeah. I really see that there was a decent idea in this movie that, if executed well, could have given us something really, really
nah,
good.
stop. What was the
But
decent
it
idea?
it wasn't executed well. The idea of this dude that wants to be great so bad that he will be taken under the wing of this kind of sadistic, a little off, and very intense mentor who's taking him through these drills and these experiences that feel off, don't feel right, feel like something is, going left and it's just not sitting well. But he's so ambitious and so driven to be great that he sticks through it and continues striving. But by the time he looks up and realizes something's wrong, he's already too deep in. And then maybe this movie, before getting to the end, like literally the very last scene, introduces the other forces that are behind why this is taking place. Like, there was, if this was executed better, this could have been a good idea.
You've already made a better movie. Hey,
Literally with just me talking.
hey, I know he was trying to close this up, but we forgot a very crucial part in this.
What do we forget?
Very crucial, which is at the end of the movie. This nigga murders like 5 people,
I wouldn't even
may-
go, because I wouldn't
maybe
even go
6,
go there.
and then he doesn't kill. Mind you, his agent's name is Tom. He calls him Uncle Tom. Wild.
Then he got
Um,
the I forgot about that
but
part. That was wild. That was wild.
he decides to not kill Tom, and something grabs Tom and pulls him to the middle of a football field.
It's like this like satanic symbol and like literally in the
Yeah,
middle of a football field.
and it stretches him out, and they don't show it, but I'm assuming he blows up, like his body just blows up. Like I said, they don't really say that the cult is satanic. They don't say that they worship
They
anything.
hint at it though.
They do, but they don't, because he also says like, okay, I guess God can be a lot of things, and God
Mhm.
could be Satan if you want. But even if it is, he says it's football, family, God. So he don't even fuck with the satanic shit like that, but he needs the power of it. It's
Yeah.
just, I'm done,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, because to your point, that last scene when we got there, that's when they finally explain like why everything that's been happening is happening, and it's like, bro, by this point, I don't care. By this point,
At
I
all.
don't care. Like, you already drugged me through an hour and 28 minutes of just nothing, and now in the last 2 minutes, you want to explain why I was just watching everything. You just expedition dumped at the end of this movie. It was just very poorly executed. So, if you all have had the unfortunate experience of seeing him, what did you think about it? Are you like us and most other people who've seen it that think it's terrible? It does have a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, I think. So 20% of people who watched this liked it. All
That's
feel
higher
is
than when
subjective.
I seen it was at 30.
Oh, see, hey, 30% people liked it. So
No.
hey,
I seen it like last week, so
oh, it
it's
probably is
going
at 20
down.
now. It probably is at 20. You're right. You're right. It's for sure at 20 now.
It's
So
going
if you're
down.
one of those people that liked it, please explain why. Maybe there's something we're missing that I'm not
Maybe we
getting.
fucked up.
Yeah, maybe we fucked up. So let us know. Love the discourse. That's what makes being a film fan so great. Always continue to like, comment, subscribe. We do appreciate all the support. And until next time, this is the Real Junkies. Peace.